It's been a year since violence swept through Burundi, and the United Nations Refugee Agency is still struggling to fund assistance to more than 135,000 people seeking refuge in Tanzania. New arrivals at the camp have been sharing horrid tales of widespread torture, disappearances, massacres of loved ones and neighbors.
1 year since violence swept through Burundi, new arrivals to refugee camps in Tanzania recount the ongoing horrors of home. Manasseh was arrested by pro-government forces that killed his 3 brothers. He eventually made it over the border, but tells of others being arrested or thrown in the river. New arrivals joined some 135,000 Burundian refugees already living in camps. They speak of torture, disappearances, massacres of loved ones and neighbors, and arrests and detentions on the border. On average, 120 to 150 Burundians are arriving daily to Tanzania now, down from thousands at the start of the conflict. But with only 38% of the funds needed to help Burundian refugees, UNHCR and partners are struggling to provide the life-saving services to refugees in camps.
We need to pay attention to the hardship that the refugees are having in the camps in Tanzania. We cannot fail this caseload.
Burundi was thrown into crisis in April last year when President Nkurunziza decided to run for a controversial 3rd term, which he subsequently won in July 2015.
Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta has signed an anti-doping bill into law, which paves the way for the country to participate in this year's Rio Olympics. The move comes after the World Anti-Doping Association confirmed that Kenya's old measures did not meet its standards.
This is a crucial move on the part of Kenya, as the athletics world has been in turmoil since the World Anti-Doping Agency issued a report in November citing widespread use of doping in the sport. Flanked by senior government officials and prominent sportsmen and women, President Kenyatta signed the bill into law at the State House in Nairobi.
I have repeatedly emphasized that Kenya is 100% committed to ensure total compliance with our international regulations on sports and athletics, be they set by WADA, the IAAF, or the International Olympic Committee, or any other international organization for that matter. We are committed to ensuring that our athletes compete by the book, because we believe that across the board, Kenyans are more than able to win fairly. We don't need anything to win. We can win fairly.
Kenya had been given a 1-month extension on April the 7th to comply with WADA regulations or face sanctions that could include a ban from this year's Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro.
Today, I am confident that WADA will look upon the passage of our anti-doping law favorably as a sign of our unwavering commitment as a nation to meeting the highest of international standards. Yet even as our national leadership takes these necessary steps to compliance, I also want to urge you, our athletes and sportsmen and women, to hold themselves in the highest possible code of conduct. I know that many of you do, and I know that the few cases of cheating that we have encountered in the past are not a reflection on the integrity of our athletes and sportsmen and women. Yet the world will indict us as a country based on the individual breaches of each athlete and each national team.
The latest move by the president is applauded by the athletes.
I am happy for the country as a passed the bill, and soon it will be extended by the president to become the law. And now the question of actually restricting Kenya from Rio is out of question. That's my happiness.
About 40 Kenyan athletes have been banned for doping in the last 3 years. Kenya had missed a February deadline to establish a legal framework for its anti-doping agency of Kenya.